Good evening, guys. Happy Wednesday night. It is 10 o'clock, and I'm Kurt with Kurt's Card Care, and thanks for jumping on the weekly show. If it's cool with you guys, I'm just going to wait a second, and we'll let everybody join, and we'll get started. You guys, welcome. Thanks for being here. Somebody, man, start us off with some good news. Who's celebrating something good? I want to hear a success story or something awesome. All right, you guys, just getting my stuff set up here, and I didn't want to be late. So, hey, what's up, you guys? Happy everybody's here. Thanks for joining the party tonight. Derek, what's up, man? Good to see you. What's up, Jackie? What's up, Jake? What's up, man? Good to see you. You guys, I am going to the national. I am. I'm excited. Are you guys going on the live tonight? How many people are going to the national? Yeah. Hey, Michelle. Good to see you too. Look, I got all my fingers, but I didn't light any of the fireworks. I just bought them and donated them. And hey, I know it's a week late, but happy Independence Day to everybody, guys. Hope you had a great holiday. Hey, thanks for asking, guys. I'm doing well. You got a card signed by a president? That's that's pretty unique. I don't see too many. I always wanted to get a signature of Martin Luther King or like Abraham Lincoln. I just thought about it, but I never like put it into action. But it'd be cool. Hey, thanks you guys for the support, man. Appreciate it. No, dude, I Scotty, I wish I could find the blue Brady. I was looking for it. Hey, word to the wise, you guys. You know how like we'll work on different cards, and I've showed people how to soak a couple cards. Here's something that me and my friend Scott learned. Don't soak a 2013, right? What is it? 2013 Topps Chrome. They get weird blue colors. I don't know what the blue is. It might be like the glue or something in them. I'm not sure, but always test, always practice. You know what I mean? I know it takes a little bit longer, but and sometimes I can answer you guys. Like you can always ask me, but if it's something I don't know, I want you to test it out. Somebody's going virtually to the national. That's cool. Card professor. I will be there. I'm going with my sons. Me and my boys are gonna go. So if you see me and two little dudes that look like each other, I'll be with my twin boys, man. So we'll be there. Hey, Anthony, good to see you, man. I'm sorry I missed you too, dude. I try to catch up with everybody I can at the card shows, but Anthony, I got this, man, in Rhode Island. So I had to get while in New England, you got to get a New England Patriots card. Hey Bruce, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. Um, so I got a question that says, do you soak in the card spray? Yes, I do. And watch tonight, you guys, because I'm going to have to do a little light soak on this one because I got this. So these were some recent cards from card shows. I got this in Philly. I thought it'd be a good card for a demonstration because it's just kind of wonky and has well, you guys can see it, right? Always have good lights, you guys. I have, that's what you're seeing. So I always get pictures of like bent cards. I get more pictures of bent cards than anything, than anybody on the internet. So we'll do that tonight. And then we got this. And then I just wanted to I was curious of what a PSA 8 card looks like when it's broken open from Pokémon. So I bought this actually my son Dean, it's my son's card, but we bought it at the Detroit Sports Spectacular. Hey Gary, good to see you, buddy. And I said, I don't think it's going to go backwards. I mean, it might get an 8 again, but I just wanted to crack it open and show you guys what an 8 looks like. And we'll see if we can make some improvements because, I mean, when it's near mint, the improvement odds go down quite a bit. But we'll check it out. Why not? A lot of the stuff that I do is kind of like recon. Sometimes I put a lot of pressure on myself where I'm like, must blow the crowd away at Wednesday Night Live. But really, sometimes I just like to study and kind of like gather some data of like what's an 8 look like, so we can kind of set my eye to it when I'm looking at them raw and stuff. So I hope it's helpful, you guys. I hope you dig it. So I'm going to get my brains on here. Yeah, hey guys, I do sell like the bottles for card spray. We got a variety, I got little ones, big ones. I'll tell you guys something. This little 1-ounce card spray can last you a lot longer than you think. Every time you see a card that looks like this, you don't need to soak it. We're not going to soak this card. We're going to get it wet, but we're just going to get it wet with a few sprays. And actually, we'll transition into that. Let's do that. So I want you guys to see kind of like what I see. Like something sat on it. It's like a letter U. It's like a heavy, that looking thing right there. What's up, you guys? Thanks for everybody for joining tonight, man. We got a good group. So when it comes to something, the first question I'll get a lot is, hey, like I'll get a picture, which I love that you guys are always thinking, and I love geeking out with you, of course. And I'll get the questions like, hey, do you think I should soak this? I'll get pictures like this. And I think you're going to need moisture. I think you're going to need moisture to get it back. I know you will, because like, do you see these indents messed up the texture on the faces? So what we want is this nice texture, that bumpy texture. And when we're looking at it right now, the bumps kind of got smashed in by those lines. So we'll get it. Hang tight. We'll do it. We're going to get it. You guys, I'm going to do this week. And Michelle, if you're watching, I know you're watching, Michelle. We should do a combo. We should do two cans of polish combo and do a discount for our customers. So we will do that. Because the thing is, I think you guys you can do 200 cards out of 110. So I think if I get it bigger, I just get worried that if it gets bigger, it dries easier. So like, I'd rather double up a 10 for you guys and make bigger 10s of it, if that's cool with you guys. Shelf life of the spray, you guys, it will be forever. This won't go bad on you, so it's fine. Just keep it, keep it wherever you want, I guess, you know what I mean? But like, I'm just in my basement, so spray won't go bad. Polish won't go bad either, you guys. But like, here's something I want you to do. Every time you open it up, we're going to use it tonight, but I want you to go all the way around the surface of it. So don't dig at it or poke at it. All right. But that's why I'm here, you guys. I'm here because I love talking to you guys. So what better way for a person that makes this stuff and communicates all the time with collectors? Like, I love being here because you ask me stuff like this, so I just don't even think of on a regular basis. I'm glad you're here for a Wednesday Night Live for the first time. Let's do this, all right? Yeah, and that's Bruce. You guys, Bruce is the On Deck Tech. That's a good buddy of mine. I'm sure that tonight, once I start working, I'll get some questions. Bruce answers a lot of good stuff because he's sweet with cards. Yeah, we're gonna do Pokemon tonight too, you guys. So hang tight. Here's our show tonight. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this, and we're gonna do this. Okay. Let's have fun. Let's do this. So this one, you guys, like, I don't know if there's a lot of ages in this hobby, right? There's young guys to the old guys, that collect. And I'm kind of in the middle. I'm 42. But this was a guy that I really enjoyed watching watching growing up. Cal Ripken. He was always just like an old school kind of player. He was just like humble and kick ass. And if you guys don't know this about him, he played 21 seasons. And this guy had a streak from 1982 to 1998 where he played 2,632 games in a row. Isn't that nuts? 1982. I was born in 1982. He didn't miss a game until I was a junior in high school. Wild. So this guy is awesome. And, so I like this guy a lot. And I got this card for next to nothing. And I just really like Cal Ripken. And then it was a bonus because it has some dents in it. I'm like, this will be great for the show. I get questions like this every day. So yeah, this guy is awesome. If you guys he passed Lou Gehrig. If you don't, of course, I think most collectors would know the name Lou Gehrig, but he was one of the old school golden era baseball players. And Lou Gehrig played, I think he had 2,130 straight games. Just amazing. Just amazing. So let me get to it, you guys. This is an easy one. All right. Yeah, I agree. They were built different. I agree. And I don't think we ever will see it again. What do I know? I think Tom Brady's record of 7 Super Bowls will last forever. But then all of a sudden you start watching some Patrick Mahomes hype videos and you're like, holy moly, dude, this guy could win 3 in a row. That's what keeps us coming back, right, guys? That's what keeps us, hanging out with each other and buying cards and being part of this community. So that's cool, Bruce. You remember that too? I was in high school when he did that. It was great. The 90s were great baseball era. giant Barry Bonds went from like 200 pounds to 300 pounds. Like hit like 1 million, I think, home runs. Sammy Sosa, Mark McGwire, Cal Ripken. It was a new school and old school mix. So here's what we're gonna do. So I want you guys to see everything. So remember, soaking a card is fine when it's super dirty. You know, I think that it's when I soak a card fully in card spray, it's when it's trashed, super dirty, and I don't want it sitting in its own dirt. This card is not dirty at all. So I mean, I don't need to go through a whole step of soaking it. I need to get it wet, but we don't need to use an ounce of card spray. All right. So let me see if I can be slick and do this all in like one screen. Dude, amen to that. 90s was the greatest decade of all time. Yes. If I had a time machine, I'd be like, remember when in Napoleon Dynamite, when Uncle Rico tried to set the time machine to like 1985? I would seriously set the time machine to 1997. That was fun. So if you guys missed the 90s, us old heads will tell you about it, you know. But so we're gonna do and if you guys notice what I did, just a little bit. I think I just did 2 sprays. We'll even check on this one at the end of the show tonight and see if we make any improvement. So look, now we're just gonna do another one. That's it. Yeah, isn't that awesome? 97 when I was born. That's what I'm talking about. It's cool that this hobby, we all are homies with different ages. Like I'll talk to people that are 20 years old, 14 years old, 75 years old. We sure all love cards. We like collecting. So everybody's welcome here, man. So with this one, you guys see what I just did? I just put both, just a little bit of card spray on each mat. I don't need to make it super, super wet. That little bit of moisture is going to get in there. These cards is what year is this, guys? Remind me, an 82 tops. It's a very easy card to get wet. It takes in moisture quickly. So we're just going to let that sit, and we will look at this one at the end of the show. All right? That's exactly it, Michelle. Card sandwich for the win. That's it. Let's make a card sandwich. I swear. And thanks for dealing with my lingo, you guys. I appreciate you. But that's it. That's all I'm going to do with this one, and we'll look at this one in a little bit. But then, you know, another common request I get a lot is just from people that are rather new to card care and say, hey, I don't collect vintage. I don't have a bunch of wrinkled cards. I have modern era cards, but I just like to clean them up. You know, I don't have a whole ton of action going on, but give me a demonstration. So let's do that. But this one I think will be good, you guys, because this one I got. It's not an expensive card, but it drew my attention in because it looks like it's been put in and out of a top loader a few times without a penny sleeve. Whenever you see these wider marks, and notice it's not a sharp scratch. Those are not much you can do with those, guys. You know, as a lot of you guys know, there's not much you can do when you have a scratch. It's just scratched into it. But if you look at certain things like this, where it just looks like it, and there might be permanent stuff on here too, because it's not the greatest. But for $5, I had to give it a shot. You know what I mean? It's worth $5 to me, and I got it in New England, and I want to do something else with it. Where are we? Don't those suck? Remember, guys, I get 50 pictures a day of these things. Little nail marks. And that's where, you know, I've had guys say to me, Kurt, should I soak it? That's a lot of work for that little thing. I'm not lazy, but like, I don't want to do all that. You know, I mean, if it was like a big dent and it was like worth it, sure. But I don't want to. So I feel like I don't give enough love to my Humidor, man. So we're going to do some Humidor stuff tonight too. So I love the Humidor and I don't give it enough shout outs, you know, so let's do this. Oh, and it's a plastic card, so it's hard to hurt it. So, you know, it's okay if you drop these. Be careful with your paper ones. But what I want to do is let's go over this. So number 1. And you know, that's cool, Kevin, that Kevin wrote that I think like little tiny dents. See, I always feel that like I get the harshest grading. Like I feel like something like that to me turns into an 8 real quick. It just, and I try to show you guys the best, and Instagram Live is pretty good, and I'm using the iPhone 15, which is a great camera, but it's annoying. It's bigger in person than it is on the screen. But, you know, I'm also under the bright hot lights, you guys, so let's just see, you know what I mean? So, you know, let me, when it comes to, like, you know, Tom Brady, you guys, like, I get asked a lot, too, who's your, is there anything that I PC personally, or is it a variety? Tom Brady's always been my PC, like, since pretty much 2001, 2002. I'm born and raised in Ann Arbor, Michigan, so I got to watch Tom. He's just a couple years older than me. Crazy going to the big house in high school and watching this guy play, you know, and he was good, but it wasn't like, I mean, he was good. You know, he won a lot of the games, but we didn't expect him to turn into Tom Brady, you know what I mean? You know, so let me, let's figure out what I want to do here. I need to clean this thing up. So what I want to do first is get comfortable, because I'm going to have to clean the surface of the card. And what I'm going to do is use, and if I sound like I'm stammering, you guys, I'm trying to read the messages. I appreciate all the messages. We got active chatters tonight, so thank you for that. And I feel bad if I don't answer them all. All right, if I missed anything, give me some grace. I'm going to work on this thing, all right? Oh, Kevin, I didn't know that you were there too in Ann Arbor. Yeah, that's cool, man. Yeah, it was we used to have a house, my buddy Joey's on tonight. What's up, Joey? On Snyder Street, right next to Stadium, right off of Stadium. And the family's house was so close to the stadium, even in the 90s, we could charge like $80 for parking. That's how close it was. So we'd all watch, we'd park cars the first half, and then there was zero security at Michigan games. So as soon as we were done parking all the cars, we would go over and walk through the gates and just run around in the stadium and just watch the game. Yeah, man, Drew Henson. Who got it? You got to be a fellow Michigan guy to know the name Drew Henson. I went to Pinckney High School. Drew Henson went to Brighton High School right next to us, and he was no joke. He was awesome, but that was our high school rival. So sickly, it was kind of like, even though I'd want my Michigan boy to start, it was great to see Tom Brady come in and take the job from him. He was kind of he was an interesting guy, I guess. You know what I mean? But all in the 90s, you know what I mean? Good stuff. Hey, John from Royal Oak. What's up, buddy? Let me take a look here, and what I'm going to do, guys, I got one more question here. Let me answer it real quick. I got a question that says, my buddy used Kurt's Card Care on a vintage Pokemon holo, left a fine smudge on the holo. It might have dried, so just put some more on there. So, like, if you get any, if you ever have any card polish dry on a card, just put some more on, and it'll take it right off. We're going to work on that tonight, all right? So, good question, man. Ask me anytime. So let me do this, you guys. I think that here's what I was able to get so far. I still got some streaks on here, as you see. So I got the most of it cleaned up with card spray, but that's still pretty heavy, you know what I mean? Yeah, tell them too, all of you advanced card care guys on here, if your buddies get card care stuff, tell them, practice on some stuff. You're just going to get comfortable with it. But as you guys know, I developed this stuff because I wanted it to be easy for everybody. I didn't want you to have to get like a PhD before you sit down and like work on cleaning up a card. As collectors, we're hands-on people. Then we crave mint condition, so it only makes sense to learn how to take care of your stuff. But one step at a time. Just once you learn the first few kind of like materials on the stuff you collect, mistakes go down so fast. Or I hope you don't even have to make them. I hope I make enough videos and send out enough information that you don't. You know what I mean? But I'm glad you asked. So let me show you guys where I'm at. So wiping off the back of a card, it was kind of fingerprinty. It won't do anything to that dent, but we're going to do some more stuff before we go into humidity. And I'm going to change gears here, guys, and use some card polish because I want to see if we can get... these lights are so helpful for me, but weird for video. All right, I got some stuff on his leg, is what I'm trying to show you. And then I got like kind of that might be permanent, but let's try. Let's give it a shot. Hey guys, what's going on? Thanks for joining in, everybody. And if you weren't here from the beginning, we're gonna do a Pokemon card next. And I got a Cal Ripken Jr. chilling, and we're doing kind of like a light soak. Had some bends on it. And if you're like, and I'd like to see that one, don't worry, I'll save this. It will be saved, so you can watch it again, and then I'll have it up tomorrow on YouTube. All right. So for all of you that enjoy watching these, thanks guys. I enjoy doing them, and I appreciate you being here. It's more fun to have people, in the room than doing it solo sometimes, so I appreciate it a lot. Ooh, we have some success. I'm looking forward to showing it to you. Hold on. Let me finish it. All right, I still got some scuff on the silver, but look at the red. That looks good. Let me just finish this one up here, you guys. Hey, and if anybody, you guys have, if you want to see anything, if you're watching this going, hey, I wonder if I could, because I just read somebody asked about their, not sure if I could work on one of my Kobe cards. Do two things. These are important things. On my website, I have a tab called Best Practices, and it's going to tell you do's and don'ts so if you collect TCG cards, it's going to tell you card spray, do this, don't do that, do this, don't do that. Same for modern era cards, same for vintage cards. So do that. And then I love Instagram, and that's how I connect with mostly everybody on here watching, but the best toolbox I have for you to find stuff quickly and effectively is on YouTube. So if you guys do the YouTube thing, follow me or like me or whatever you do, and click on the word playlists, and I keep everything organized in there so you can just have on-demand card care. There's one damn annoying little spot on here that I'm just like fixated on and I'm trying to get off. Overall, pretty good. Let me show you this. Actually, pretty damn good. If you guys seen that, there was a total streak that I couldn't get. This is why it's nice to have a little combo of card spray and card polish. This stuff is great at getting crap off of a card when you're using it in this application. You saw me just use it over here to make a card flat, but that's just a different material. Like this is plastic, you know what I mean? So this right here is a Topps Finest, you guys. So like it's got that nice plastic front like a prism. But check this out. If you guys could see those smears on there, I swear, keep your eyes open. And I'll do a before and after picture, but I know what that is. It's that it's bouncing around in a top loader without a penny sleeve. So if you guys are new collectors on here, it's, I know I got super advanced people on here, but seriously, guys, if you're even new to collecting, make sure you always put your cards in a penny sleeve before you put them in like a one-touch or a top loader, because it sucks when it, you go out and buy something you like and you didn't know any better or whatever, and it bounces around and scratches it up. So like I have here, want to see the part that I couldn't fix that's annoying me? Look next to his shoulder. I got like a that's it. I couldn't get it to go away. But the rest of it is good. But we're not done. Let's keep moving. This thumbnail dent. I'm going to try to work on it right now, and then we're going to put it in humidity. All right? Geez, Kevin, 78 to 79% PSA 10 efforts. Well, good job on you for cleaning up your cards, but also good eye on you, man. I tell you, you guys can definitely, all my veterans on here, and I appreciate you guys saying nice stuff about the card care. Yeah, it will do the job, but you guys have a good eye of knowing, because there's certain things that you can't fix, you know what I mean? There's certain things you can't do, but just having a good eye and knowing what to send in, because grading cards does get expensive, and if you get them back like modern stuff, if it doesn't come back in a 10, it's almost like not worth getting it graded, which is a weird thing. You know what I mean? It's like 10 or nothing. But Or if you're just a collector, you just, whatever, you're probably fine with the grade. But that was cool. That worked out great on the front. Now I just want to show you something here on the back. I get this every single day. Indent. And then what I'll get asked about the indent is, let me give you guys a good view here. All right. It's like pardon, you know what? I'm going to do a cheers. We got Purple Monster tonight. So cheers, everybody. Cheers to you guys. Yeah, Drig, 7+ would be, I got a comment that says you'd think a 7 on a card would be more than a raw. And it used to be. If you guys have been collectors for a while, it was like 7 was kind of like, 7.5 was kind of like the break-off point. And that would probably be like, and that was even when people didn't really understand how to grade cards. There would be people intimidated of it and they wouldn't want to do it. So it was kind of like, ooh, it's graded and it's, a 7 or something like that. But then it went to like an 8, then to an 8.5, then to like a 9, and now it's like 10 or bust, So I definitely tip my cap to all the guys and girls out there that are buying all the time, grading all the time, standing on the floors at the card shows, meeting the people, like the people where the rubber hits the road hobby. I respect you guys so much. I walk up to tables at card shows and it's like I'm such a narrow collector. I like Tom Brady from all the different years. And I also like a handful of vintage things. But when I go to these tables, man, you guys, the vendors out there have modern basketball, modern baseball, vintage basketball, vintage baseball, like all this stuff that you guys have. And you're always just hustling and working hard. So like, seriously, I see you, And especially to all you vendors out there that take the time to get off your phone and say what's up when people from card show, or, when the public walks up to you. We notice that too. I swear I was at the, I was in Rhode Island was a great show. Shout out to everybody in Rhode Island. But like I was at the Detroit Sports Spectacular, my hometown. There's a lot of vendors there and there's a lot of out-of-towners and such. But I went up to a couple tables and like, I'm not cheap. I'll buy something. Dude sitting there talking on the phone the whole time. And there's nobody else at the booth. And I'm like, kind of like waiting to talk to him. And then like my short fuse kicks in and I'm like, I'm out of here. But dude didn't bother that guy. He didn't even care. So what I'm doing right now, you guys, is I'm trying to massage this. You see how I have my, the tip of this is, let me show you guys a couple things. That's why you're here, right? You want to see some stuff. So here's what these look like brand new. And these are detail Q-tips. And you see how that one has a point? I specifically dulled that down because I don't want to point. What I'm trying to do is I look at like a little nail mark on the back like this as a metaphorically kind of like a sore muscle in your back. You have to like hit it from a few angles. And I'm using the card tool. And I'm just working, I'm going like around the thumbnail mark rather than like through it. I'm just kind of going around the perimeter of it, around the circumference of it. And I'm just trying to get it down as little as I can. And then we're going to put it in the humidor, right? Oh, yeah. That is something, right? You're right, Derek. I do get, it's fun to go over to card shows and get to meet a bunch of people that have watched my show or customers of mine. That's like my favorite part of going to shows, being able to connect with everybody. But yeah, it's weird, man. Sometimes I'm not the only one. I bet you everybody on the show that's been to a card show, you've walked up to tables staring at their stuff, if you're staring at their stuff, you're probably interested in it. You're standing around it, but they're just talking on the phone. It's like, hey-o, I'm here. So look, I want to see if I was able to make any movement on this. A little bit, but look at I don't have the right words, but do you see how it's softer? A little bit softer and not as rigid, not as packed in there. I'm going to try to get that as soft looking as I can, and then we're going to put it in the humidor. And if I can just kind of soften this up a little bit, and I don't want to dig a hole in here, guys, so I'm just kind of going around it. So picture So picture the dent is right here on the back of my hand. I don't want to dig in the middle of the dent. I'm going around it and just trying to like soften that area up a little bit around it so the whole thing lifts up. All right, that's what I'm doing. So just kind of going around this area a few times, and then we're gonna put it in the humidor. And then this one, guys, you're gonna have to wait till tomorrow to see, because I'm gonna have to. It actually looks pretty good, but we're gonna see if we can get this all the way up, a little bit softer. That's how I prep a card before going in the humidor. So let me get organized here, and I'm gonna show you that next step. And I just always feel, I don't know if it's just kind of like my routine or whatever. I just do that before putting something in a humidor, and I do that same process when I take it out. Okay? Let's see if I can get some light over here, because I don't want to move this thing over here. All right. Let's do this. And you guys see something? We're at 81% humidity. This thing right here is called a hydrometer, and it spits out the humid air inside here down to 70%. The reasons that it's at 80 right now is because I put distilled water all around the circumference. And you know what, you guys, since you're here, let me show you something. And this is fine to do right now because it's not like a big thing, but like I'll get people ask me, how do you season up a humidor? Or like, how do you get it to where, it's I get like questions about adding moisture to it. So this little cartridge right here, see how it's got water on it? It's because I filled it full of water. And you put it right there. That will typically be enough. But since this is wood in here, I'll just spray the back wall like that. And that will hold it in there. Okay? And, Ed, or Bruce, when you said you use those Bovedas packs, they work awesome for you? How long do they last? Because this is just what I've always done. And what I'm going to do here next, guys, is we're going to try to get rid of this little dent. Well, you've seen it. But here's something I want to show you. We're going to put a large, oversized penny sleeve. It's called a photograph sleeve. It's made out of the same exact material. I'm just going to put that card, that Brady, right there. That's it. So next, I'll get asked, how long are you going to keep it in there? I'm going to see, let's see, it's 10:30 right now. I'll probably be up to like midnight-ish tonight. I'll check it around then. And here's something too, like it is hold on one second, you guys. I feel like I'm staring. I want to say hi to you guys. Yo, what's going on, guys? So thank you everybody for being here tonight. I'm Kurt. It's nice to see all your names on the screen. All right. And I'm going to answer as many questions as I can, but I'm going to keep that in the humidor probably for 3 hours at a time. I even think that card right there, being that it's super rigid and it has a heavy plastic front and a heavy plastic back, I could leave it in there all night. The worst thing that would happen is I'd come out in the morning and it would be like a little bit like that, which isn't that really that big of a deal. All right. So, we'll play it by ear. No matter what, I'm going to show you guys the results when we do the follow-up on that one, and I'll just let you know how it goes. Don't mind me if I look over here for a second, you guys. I just want to see if I'm missing anything. And everybody that's, asking questions and helping each other out, you guys, thank you for that. And Bruce, thank you for that. Michelle, thank you. Jason, thank you. Of course, you guys are the best. Okay, cool. So let's keep on moving. You guys, thanks for that. And all of you, I want you to know that I work for you guys, you know what I mean? So, like, don't ever be afraid to reach out to me or ask me a question or send me a message, I appreciate all of you. Matthew, what's up, man? Good to see you. Good to see you, Matt. So, I'm glad you're here, man. I send my best over to you. I was out swimming in Whitewood Lake the other day, Matt. Born on the bayou, baby. All right, that's radio for one. So, I'll get back to the presentation here. But, we're gonna do next up, you guys. Here, we're gonna do this one. All right, so we're gonna do 1999 Pokemon. All right, so stay with me. We're gonna clean it up, and we're just gonna take a look around it. So like what it was graded 8 by PSA, and it's not that I didn't disagree with the grade or anything. I just wanted to buy a PSA 8 1999 Pokemon card and open it up and see like what constitutes an 8. you can kind of look through a case and see a few things, but for all of you to know, like as soon as you crack open a case, you're going to see a couple more things. So I just wanted to get a good feel for it, because we're going to the National in a few weeks, and my sons are going with me. As much as I wish they were into Tom Brady cards or, loved Michael Jordan, there's not there. It's always Pokemon, which is fantastic. I'm down with it. But anyways, it's cool to be able to buy some raw that you can kind of eye up and kind of get a good feel for like a score or a grade, because getting cards graded is fun. It's cool, and you always want to get a high number. So let's see what we got. All right, so let me turn this thing around, and we're gonna take a look at this. Okay, so next we have, and I'm gonna go off and just guess that you pronounce it Machamp. All right, so if I'm wrong, I'm sorry. If I'm wrong, blame my Michigan accent on it. But it's like when you look at sports cards and you get to look at all the stats, it's like I always liked reading the back of the cards, whether it's modern stuff, old stuff. The old stuff's really cool to read the back of. But there's nothing to read on the back of these. So, being the curious person I am, I started researching Machamp. And I learned that they have like all these different unique kind of characteristics and strengths and stuff that they share with you. And they said he's based on a Greek statue, specifically the discus, as well as many other Greek busts of famous philosophers, which is why he possesses such a pronounced stone beard. All right, well, there you know. But I don't really see much of a stone beard, maybe on other options. And then I also read that he can punch at blazing speeds, 1,000 punches in 2 seconds. Now that's better than Tom Brady, I think. Thank God this guy doesn't play football. But here's what I've noticed on a PSA 8. I think that the holographic area is okay. I think it could get cleaned up a little bit. I do see that there is some faint, like little chips going around the card. So if I have TCG collectors, tell me, does this look like a pretty fair score for an 8? Overgraded, undergraded? Because here's the part that I find to be the most noticeable. When you're missing the blue paint on the back. And this one, not really much missing. But here's what I've noticed when I look through the case. That we have and that looks fixable to me. So I don't know if that turns this card into a 9 or keeps it at an 8, but if you have these little corner issues, I think that we'll be able to fix it. And then there's like some kind of texture on that corner, like it's pinched in a little bit. And you guys might be like, dude, you're splitting hairs. But yeah, you're right, because it was an 8. It's pretty much near mint. I don't have a ton of stuff to do on this one, but I want to show you a couple things. Let's see if we can make the front nice. Sometimes these holographic stuff look great. And then I got a couple ideas on the back, but I don't know which one we're going to do yet. So just let's figure it out together. All right. So now, you know what, Eric asked, what can you do about the white edges on the back? Nothing I could suggest, man. Like everyone I've ever seen is just the result of missing paint. And, there's not much you can do about it. So just if you guys are looking for some projects, the holographic part of the Pokemon cards always look nice. I mean, that's a nice improvement. We'll do the whole front of this card. If you guys notice, I didn't use card spray because it doesn't look dirty at all. I don't see any like external stuff that I need to remove. So we'll just do a card polish on the front and back. And then I'll show you what that looks like. And then we'll try to fix that little edge or corner issue. And here's what I'm thinking. I won't make you wait till then. Here's what I'm thinking. I might be able to just use my straw, like my drinking straw, and breathe through the straw and fix that corner, a little heat and a little humidity real quick. Or I might have to pad it up for the night and just see if like a little bit of card spray, a little bit of moisture holds it all back together. But I know I could have got a beat up Pokemon card and, had a lot more progress probably with it, but this one's definitely for the guys that are showing me 8s and saying, "Hey, what do you think, should I break this card out? Do you think there's room for improvements?" And really, I just got to get a good baseline of what an 8 looks like on this set. So can you see that? Look, now I can see all the little sparkles in there already. So the front was, ooh, I couldn't even see that. All right, so that was worth it. I'm so easily amused. I didn't even see the little star patterns in there. So that's nice. If you see that, I guess, just over the 20 years, because this card's in great shape, but it sure didn't look like that. Cool. All right, so the holographic part comes out really well. I'd say Jay Cards asked, I've noticed some cloudy stuff on cards. Either or, Jay. It could be a combination of both or one or the other. I usually start with card spray if I think it's something, if I think it's like a substance. But because like card polish, this stuff's awesome at rejuvenating like the polyurethane or the plastic surface and stuff like that, So that's like a real good conditioner for the fronts of a variety of cards. I like that a lot. That's cool. Now let's go to the back. I want to show you something too on the back, and then we'll work on that little edge. And guys, thanks again, everybody, for coming or joining me tonight. I really, really appreciate it. And thanks also, guys, for the grace last week. I want to show you guys something. I'm going to do something right here. I'm going to put some card polish right here, and we're going to let it sit for a second. Because I get a common question that hopefully I can recreate. And then I'm going to show you. But yeah, so like I was saying, thanks you guys for your interest, and thanks for, just being a part of my community and let me be a part of yours. Perfect. I'm going to be able to show you something that I want to show you. Perfect. This worked out for a great teaching demo. Hopefully I can fix this corner, but I want to show you something that I get asked pretty often. So this card's 99, so 25 years old. Although it's in pretty damn good condition, this polyurethane back, this clear coat on the back, it's not super thick. And oftentimes it could have probably like little pinholes or little things in it where moisture can get in. So I want you to see something and know that it's nothing you have to worry about. So when we do this, and now I'm going to show, we're going to work on this corner here in a second. So see this part right here, you guys? So you see how I got a little bit of a wet spot back here now? Don't let that throw you off. It will dry just fine. Okay, so if you ever are like, I just polished the back of a Pokemon card and I got a little bit of a wet spot in there, is that going to go away? Yes, it will go away. So just let it sit, okay? That's a question I get asked a lot, and I explain it, and then it's fine. But that's, you guys, the most common thing I'll get when someone says, did I do something wrong? No, it's just a little bit wet. It will dry. It'll all evaporate. So what I want to show you now, what I want to see if we can do is get that. It's just a bent corner, I guess. That little thing is what I'm trying to get to go away. All right, so the first thing I think of like that is I need a firm surface. We'll use a penny sleeve. And just to try to keep it simple, I'm just going to see if I can use the card tool. Good old drinking straw. So you're going to see this, and you're going to say, what the heck is that? All right, so what I'm going to do is put a little bit of just my breath, warm breath, right there. And we're going to see if that would be enough to get that thing to stick. So 1 second, I need to stretch. All right, let me I want to make sure I'm not ignoring anybody. And hey, Bruce, they got you working, man. Thanks for answering all the questions, man. Hey, Bruce, if there's any, he put there's a couple backs that you got some stains on. If there's any best practices for TCG, man, let me know. But if you guys ever got any of those little stains, they'll dry up. Just make sure you let it dry. So do a mental picture, you guys, because I couldn't do a before picture. But you see this the wetness in there? It's all gonna go away. So now let's get to our problem corner, and we'll see if I can save it. So for this one, I'm just going to use my card tool and, like I just mentioned, a straw. I'm just going to try to put some warm breath, little humid spot right here. I'm just going to trap it. And now, I'll look through there. And always have a light hand with this stuff, you guys. I think that we're all kind of programmed of like, I don't know, maybe being too forceful with this stuff. But if you're ever wondering that, just keep it real light. I'm only using the bottom edge of this tubing, just as like a hard to reach place. You know what I mean? I'm just tracing that outer edge. Just kind of cruising around that spot too, and just hoping I can get that thing to stay down. And if you feel like uncomfortable or like you're in a weird spot, you feel like change your grip. You know, like I'll hold this like this. I'll hold it like this. Like right now, I'm just doing it like this because I'm just trying to get this to kind of lay back in its original position. But like I said, I'm not smashing on it because I don't want to create like indents. That was like the only major structural thing I could see. Looks pretty good. So like that little, it's almost like there's a little bit of extra. Do you guys ever have that? It almost looks like a little bit of extra material. But I don't think we need to go through the pads. Now, all right, so you see that now? It looks pretty darn good. This is a thing, this is another question I'll run into often. You guys, I'll get asked, can I put a card between the, like the acrylic plates and then hold it? Use like the clips to hold it. Yes, you can, but here's what I want you to know. Don't ever put a card that is wet between the plates and clip it without the pads. Does that make sense? Because right now this card is not wet at all. It's got a little humidity from my breath in the corner, but look at what we're going to do. I'm just going to put this top plate on. I'm just going to put my thumb there for a second. I can tell that we're getting this thing to go back into place. You know, so just like, this is totally cool. And you don't always have to just clip stuff and go away. I do it on the videos, guys, to try to make it like make sense and comprehensive, but like I'll just stand here and do this, you know what I mean, and just then check on it. Not everything is a set it and walk away and then come back and look at it, you know. I got a good question. That's a good question there. Living in Michigan, Kurt, do you have a Canadian distributor? No. So if there's any Canadians out there that want to hook up, I'll definitely give you the retail discount if there's any Canadians up there, because like I ship to Canada every day, and like Canadians have to pay like $20 for shipping, and then like it seems like the Canadian I don't know if it's the government that wants to tax everything. It's like another $20 in taxes or something like that. So if there's any Canadian card shops out there, I'd be happy to work with you guys so you can save all your collectors a few bucks in duties. That's right, Pat. I see you. Isn't the Canadian flag cool? I love the Canadian flag. The red, white, and red with the maple leaf. I dig it. But growing up in Detroit, like, I feel like Canada's like, I've been to Canada more times than I've been to Ohio, you know what I mean? So it's like going to Canada is just like right next door. But it's weird when you have to like ship stuff there and follow like rules like that. So let me see what we've done here. Oh, I'm into this. I like this. I'm very particular about edges and corners. I think that's better than what we started with. It just has a little bit of like extra. And I'm not going to use tape or anything or pull at it, but do you guys see? It's like extra material. But, it's not bent. So that's what an 8 looks like. So I think the holographic area cleaned up nicely. I can't say what we did here today will make it a 9 or anything like that, but it was just good. It was good for me, and I hope it was good for you. I wanted to see what an 8 looked like from 1999. And it was recently graded. It was graded, so 83, so a few months back. So just, I'm curious on stuff like that. I always wonder what the heck it looks like, So that was why I did it. So now, if it's cool with you guys, let me adjust my table here. I was standing up. And also, either sit, stand, whatever you do, just be comfortable. But when I do my Wednesday Night Live, I sit a lot because I feel, I don't know why, but if you were just here watching me, I usually stand up and do the cards. My desk goes up and down, so it makes it a little bit easier for me. Yes, Eric, yes, I will. I will get this card regraded, and I will tell you the grade. Of course, I would. That's fun. I always want to do that. Yes, so Bruce has a question for me. Can you speak to what happens when moisture and pressure meet? Hard for me to type it out. Yes, let's do that. Let me, if it's cool with you guys, we'll wrap up here in a minute. But I want to, Bruce, remind me. Let's end the show on that question. Here's what Bruce is asking. When is it okay to do just this, and when do you want to do the pads? Okay? So that's what I want you guys, we're going to talk about that. So hang tight. We're going to talk that, okay? And let me turn this thing around here. I want to say what's up to everybody. Come on, camera. All right. Yo. What's going on, you guys? Thanks so much for hanging out with me tonight. And what I'll do is we were talking about the. Let me turn this on. Pardon me. I feel like sometimes it gets so dark in here, but it's cool. I like to work under dark with the bright lights. That is usually, guys, the best way where I can see those dents and all that good stuff. You know what I mean? So I'm going to show you something here. This is the first card we started tonight. This is the Cal Ripken Jr. rookie card. Oh, I got to turn it back around. This is good. It usually doesn't go super fast, but this is a good turnout. All right, I get excited here. Let me move my stuff. This actually is already working pretty quick. So this, and then we're going to answer that last question because I liked the question. All right, so if you weren't on from the beginning, that's okay. But we have a Cal Ripken rookie that had some mega dents in it. And the texture is all screwed up. You can look, it's getting better. Isn't that cool? If you guys didn't see it, we had a big dent running through there and a big dent running through there. And that's only 40 minutes later. I think we're going to have a full turnaround on that. So if you got to see it from the beginning, thanks for hanging and watching. And what we're going to do is cover that back up. Because I think, and you know what I want to do? It's barely damp. Pardon me. I'm just going to do one more shot of spray. And we're covering it. I like that progress we made. Isn't that fun? Isn't that so easy? And I'm telling you, all of you guys can do that, All of you guys can do that. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you guys. Yeah, now it's like, not my variety show. Now you guys can listen to me play my guitars. Oh, God. That would totally fulfill my, let's hang out cards and play guitars. See, I never grew up much past 13 or 14 years old, so the trick is you got to find a way to be able to do that your whole life, you know what I mean? So let me read you guys, if that's cool. I'm going to read a couple of the questions, and then I'll let you guys get to bed or to the next show or whatever. But Bruce brought up a really good point. So Bruce, I'm not gonna forget that one. So we'll do that. But is there anything I'm missing? Yes. Okay. I'm gonna do two questions that are good ones that I get asked a lot. Um, oh, hey Dan. Dan asked if you could send me a card for a Wednesday night live session. Dan, if it's probably not. I don't take on cards to work on personally, but if it's like something that I've had people send me like a weird card, not weird, but like something I don't normally collect. But I've had collectors send me stuff like TCG I've never practiced on or stuff like that. But if it's out of the ordinary, please let me know. There's always a chance. I just can't take on like cards to work on. It takes a while, and I just don't have the capacity to offer that. But thank you for saying that. Pat said to me, which I really like, I get a slight. You ever working with your vintage cards and drying them, and then you'll get like a little curve in them? Totally, you guys, you're not alone. I do too. So it's not like, oh, Kurt, you always get it. No, it takes time. So like, here's my best practice to get that card straight. If you ever have a card that it will curl because it dried too fast or you left it out, don't leave these things sitting out. If you guys are going to do a semi-soak or a full soak, you want to keep it between the mats and the pads several days. Trading these things out, putting new ones on, getting that moisture off this card. Then when that card feels no longer cool to the touch, it looks dry, you're like, I did a great job on this thing. Right then, you're going to put it in a sleeve and in a case. And you're going to literally put it away for another week. It takes a while for for all of the moisture to totally leave a card. And if you leave that thing unprotected, it's gonna wobble on you. So keep it cased up, and then it will get back. Now, if you're like, hey, I tried that, but I still got one with a little bit of a curve in it, you might have to take one step back. You're gonna have to get your pads out, and if it's just a little bit, guys, just put it in a penny sleeve and in a semi-rigid, and just leave it. You'll be fine. But if it's just like a little bit too much, and you're just like, I don't like it. What I want you to do is put one spray on the front and back of here, make a card sandwich, hold it for 24 hours. It will be nice and flat again. Then I want you to put it in a penny sleeve. Good question. All right. So thank you for asking that. Pardon me. I'm looking up here real quick. Oh yeah, you guys. Hey, I'll do some guitar stuff sometimes. That's another thing I've always liked to play and collect. So if I got any guitar lovers out there, I love all of them, man. And then I also love pedals and amps and cool shit like that, of course. So I noticed there's a lot of music connections in collecting. So maybe we all kind of have that vibe together. You know what I mean? So thank you, Pat. That was a great question. Now, a super important question. Why it's important to always use these black mats, but like, as you see right now, you see that I have just this between there. Now, if you guys get a card wet, even a semi-soak, and you put it between the acrylic plates like this and no protection and just start pinching it down, you're going to smash the hell out of that thing. And you're going to compromise it. You'll alter it. You'll smash it. So it's crucial. You can use... These things are awesome because they won't smash it. But when you get a card wet, whether it's a semi-soak or a full soak, you always want to use the pads because they'll do the great job of protecting it, holding it flat, holding it straight, and getting the moisture off. So just remember that, because you're right, Bruce, that's a long thing to type. And if you're like, well, I need more of these, you guys get a whole stack of them. Like, I buy a whole roll of this stuff. I think a roll is what, you guys, $20, and it's a toolbox liner, but I get it on Amazon. I'm very picky about this. You can get whatever gloves you guys want. You can get whatever, you can use whatever you want to clean your cards for all I care. But if you're going to get a card wet, you have to have this mat. This is probably one of the best tools that I've ever had with card care. If I didn't have this stuff, it would suck. You know what I mean? So thank you for that question, Bruce. Good one. All right. You guys, I'm always worried that I'm keeping you too long. So let me just take a look here. Let me see. Did I miss anything, you guys? Oh, when you guys asked about the guitar, you guys do hear me play the guitar. You just probably don't know it. I'll record you know, when I make my teaching demos and you'll hear like music in the background, there's a bunch of times that's just me playing notes or just playing like little lead licks, and I record it and I put it in the background of the videos. So, you know, if you're going to create content, you might as well create it from scratch. You know, not only do I make the card care products, but I make the backing tracks in the videos. So that's cool. All right. Am I leaving anybody hanging? I'm always worried that I'm going to not answer all the questions. The mats, you guys, it's called Queso Man. That's like our Queso Man. Anyways, it's on my website. Go to kurtzcardcare.com, click on products we love. You'll see it. You can't miss it. All right. And, yeah, I think this is the part of the show where I thank you guys. Like, thank you so much for hanging out tonight. And then what I will do tonight is I'm going to let this stuff rest. We got the card, the Tom Brady dent and the humidor. So I'm going to leave that in here for probably another hour or two, or I might even go overnight. I'm not too worried about it. You know, it's not going to, if you put a paper card or a Pokemon card in the humidor overnight, you're going to come and it's going to look like this. But a chrome, what's that, Bowman's Topps Finest or whatever, I don't think it's going to bend. I think that dent will come up too. Okay, great question. How dry does the card need to be to just use the plates? I would say all the way. I would go all the way. Now, if you just want to do humidity, if you say you're working on edges or corners, like that's a great question. If you're just working on edges or corners and you're like, I just need an equal press on all my edges and corners, because I get that. I have to do that too. It's like you can't just sit there and just like do every single thing with the card tool if it's all equally edgy and cornery. Put it in the humidor. You can put a card that's taken out of the humidor between the plastic plates, no problem. You're not going to hurt it. Just don't get a card all wet with card spray and then put it between there. You're going to smash it up. Is that cool? That makes sense? I love those questions, you guys, because I made enough mistakes learning this crazy craft and doing this where it's like my goal is to keep you mistake free, you know? So thank you for all that stuff. And I know I sometimes, you know, even if you just like to polish your cards stuff, that's enough. But it's kind of like once you get good at doing a few things with cards, you're going to like, I want to try something different, or I want to get a little bit better, or I got a couple new things I want to work on. So, and I encourage you to do that. And Jason, what's up, man? So Jay, you're going to have to go back and watch the show, man, because you're catching me at the end of it. But I want to give a shout out to, you know, all of my collector friends out there, you guys, always just being the most supportive and great group of people to work for. Everybody that sends me messages every day and shows me all your pictures and just enjoys geeking out with card collecting and card care. I love it. And I can't wait to come to the National Card Care Convention. Or no, maybe there'll be a National Card Care Convention someday, but the National Convention. We're going to be going there, couple weeks, 2 weeks. And if you see me, I'd love to say hi to you and meet you. And I'm going to have my twins with me, so Jake and Dean are coming with me. We'll probably be hitting up some Pokemon tables, and I'll be looking for some Tom Brady stuff, of course, and some vintage stuff, and some dirty stuff, and some wrinkled stuff, all right? So don't only practice card care. I want you guys to remember, here's my tips for the week. Practice health care. Take care of yourself, you guys. If you're getting to be a middle-aged guy like me, it's more important to, you know, exercise. I've been doing that this summer. I've been going to the gym and working out, and I hate it, but I love it. So take care of yourself, take care of your relationships, take care of your kids, your wife, your spouse, whatever. If you haven't talked to your mom in a while, call her, and then take care of your cards. Do it in that order, all right? Take care of yourself and your family, and then take care of your cards. And I can't wait to talk to you guys soon. I'll see you soon. We'll do this again next week, and I hope you have a great rest of your week. Thanks for watching. I'm Kurt with Kurt's Card Care.